do some inflation and population growth. So for this Edpuzzle lesson, we're going to change things up a little bit. And I'm going to go into the first bit of each question. I'm going to go through in each detail what you need to do, because I expect you to pop back in the video call if you need to ask something more, or ask in the next lesson, or pop a question on Classroom. So how does that sound? Well, if it didn't sound great, toughies, because that's what we're doing. Okay, so let's go into it here. So the idea is that we can use our same formula we've been using, that kind of idea of A equals P, 1 plus I to the N, whenever anything's growing and compounding. In other words, population growth, if, there are however many people, if there are 2,000 people, and then it grows to 3,000 people, where each of these little beautiful stick people represents 1,000 people. So if there are 2,000 people one year and 3,000 the next year, well, the next year it's probably not going to be 4,000 because, it's growing on top. You get it. Okay, so let's run through examples. Say with inflation, like it's growing on itself. So current price of 2.5 kilogram packet of sugar is 21 Rand 50. I don't eat sugar. And clearly don't bake enough or have the right things for guests who want sugar. But is that a reasonable price for a packet of sugar nowadays? Okay, I don't know. Is it or isn't? I don't know. But let's see. Let's calculate the expected price of the sugar in 10 years' time if the rate of inflation remains constant at 6.5% per annum. Now, with inflation, you don't have to worry about compounding. Is it compounding monthly or quarterly or anything like that? It is always annual. So that's just your annual rate. So we just need to go, well, our future one, it's going to kind of accrue to, will be 21 Rand 50 cents, and it's going at 1 plus 0.065 to the power of, I think it was 10 years. Go for it in the calculator and see what you get. Okay, I don't have my calculator out, so no, none of that. Okay, next question, and we're flying at it here. A loaf of white bread, that we have to specify the type. Well, I guess all different breads cost at different amounts and have different rates. So, cost 9 Rand 40. Now, myself have not bought a loaf of white bread in a while. Obviously, I'm just interested. Is that how much a loaf of white bread costs? 9 Rand 40? Well, is that how much it costs? Okay. Determine how much a loaf of bread cost 25 years ago if the rate of inflation of the last 25 years was 10.8% per annum. So, I do want to ask you this. Do you have some idea of how you might do this? And what is your idea of trying to solve this? Okay, well, whatever you said will maybe or maybe not be the way that I'm going to solve it. But the way I think about it is we're still using our same formula, but it's 9 Rand 40 is kind of what it's grown to. And we don't know what that value there was. So let's just kind of write our formula like that. 1 plus 0.108 to the n 25 years. So we've got an equation, and we're just going to work at it like that. We know that it grows to 9 Rand 40. We don't know what the present value is. So I guess if we just divided both sides by that thing over there, then those will cancel. You get P. What you do on one side of the equation, I think,
you do on the other.
Okay, just to make sure that we know that. Cool. So that was divided by that thing, whatever that was, and you'll get your answer. Go for it. And I don't know, whatever you get, it'll be interesting, right? Like, how much was that loaf of bread going to be? Okay, well, let's go for some zebra in the Kruger Park. Now, for our Kruger Park, apparently, I have no idea if this figure is vaguely accurate or where these numbers came from, so don't hold me to them. In 1980, there were 22,500 zebra in the Kruger National Park, and apparently in 2010, there were 30,000. So now what we need to do is calculate the average percentage increase per annum if the zebra population over this 30 years. So, again, we're using this kind of A equals P1 plus thing. This time we know that it grows to 30,000 and that it was 22,500. 1 plus, now we don't know what I is, I think. Calculate the percentage increase So we don't know what I is over 30. So there's your formula that you need to solve. We did a few of these last time where you divide and do some stuff. I'll leave you to do that and, go for it and punch in the calculator. Cool. And you've done something and you're like, I got something. And our last example. Population of Cape Town was apparently 3.6 million at the end of 2011. Calculate Cape Town's expected population based on that figure at the end of 2025 based on an annual growth rate of 1.3%. Two questions that are vaguely related to this. First, what do you think this calculation will give us? If there's 3.6 million in 2011 and we're trying to see in 2025 how many. So that's 14 years. What do you think that figure is going to be where this was 3.6 mil? What do you think it's going to be in 2025? And then I guess the other question is, any idea what is the actual population? I mean, I think go search it, see if you can tell me the genuine. Well, I guess you don't know what it is in 2025. What is it now in 2021? Yeah, what is it really in 2025? I think it's. Well, we'll try. Okay, so we'll see what you said. What do you think it is for that? So for this one, I think the real thing here is kind of this 3.6 million. Just to think that is 3.6 million. That's how you write it down. So, 2011 to the end of 2025. Now we have to think that it's 14 years. So what this is kind of going to accrue to is we've got our 3.6 million, 1 plus 0,013. I wonder how accurate that is. Suspected growth rate of Cape Town is bigger than that. And over 14 years. And, punch it in and see what you get and see how close that is to what you thought it would be. So go for it. That's yours. I think that we need to get our. Where's our? I think it's there.